Alright, y'all, it's your boy Fast Cooper. I'm gonna need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The crib, man. We gotta talk about the one and only, the last one. Gunna. Yeah, Mr. Him himself, Mr. Trim. Yeah, man, he just dropped his brand new album, the last one. It's actually the last album on the YSL label. So it's actually the last one. You feel me? And I feel like this represents so much, bro. I feel like this represents his last time having to, deal with YSL, man. And that speaks volumes, bro, because he came in with YSL. So this is pretty much a new beginning for him, bro. And we really gonna just talk about the growth, man. You feel me? The level of artistry that Mr. Gunna is at himself, Sergio Kitchens, man. This guy is unlocked a new level of whatever he's doing. You feel me? Like his art, I don't even consider Gunna a rapper. I consider him a artist. An artist, bro. The man is painting portraits and murals on beats. You understand what's going on? Like, this is stuff that people will pay a lot of money for if you gave them the option to. You feel me? Like, his music needs to be in a museum. Like, I seen he did some type of album release party or whatever the case is, and the artwork already is very artistic. I believe he had some artists actually create that for his project. And the release party looked like it was in a museum, or they set up the aesthetic to feel like it was in a museum. You feel me? And the man was dressed up very cordial. So it's like, bro, when I really analyze Gunna, bro, and I see where he is, he's gonna take this shit to another level, because not only is he making the best music in his life, he's making the best music arguably in the world right now. You feel me? And it shows because he's only doing music with international sensations. He's only doing music with international sensations. We have Asaki, excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong, Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Offset. All of these guys crossed over. All of these guys have, and he has his homeboy Nietzsche on there too from the hood, but you already know. But anyway, these guys have crossed over. All right? They're doing things that, artists want to do. You understand? And, not only has Gunna proved himself, but I feel like this situation was ideal. Like, the way Gunna's moving, he's going to have a documentary. He's going to have a movie based on him. He's going to have all of these things, because we're watching a movie, bro, and it's crazy to see how we're evolving. And I just want people to understand why Thug is in the position that he's in. The problem is Thug is still set in that hood mentality. We know that shit is old news, bro. It's not working anymore. Once the fans started still supporting rappers who participated or cooperated with law enforcement, you should have known that time has came to an end. And now, if you're still trying to push that agenda, you're still stuck in the past. And that's why you have to understand the people that are in these big venues, when you go do these stadiums, you go do these arenas, these is not hood niggas, bro. These is not hood bitches. You feel me? These is lawful citizens who work 9 to 5s, who work real hard for their money, who work for corporate America, who own businesses, who are like contributing to the economy in terms of the direction and the system that we have placed. These aren't the people who want to corner drug dealing and, trying to get an extra 50 pounds across the border. This is not them. This is the people that the majority of America has. You understand? And then you have the kids, the fashion. You know what I mean? So Gunna's doing something that shows, like, he's showing that he's loyal to his fans because he's putting his art first. He's not putting the streets first, and that's the problem. Young Thug is putting the streets first over his art, and he's gonna cater to people who may not even purchase his album. You understand what the heck I'm saying to you guys? You feel me? Hood people don't buy projects like that. It just doesn't happen unless they're a super fan. Yeah, but regular hood people, they just hear your shit in the club and they'll play in traffic. You feel me? They're not going to the gym and working out and making sure that they get to work on time, and they use your music as an alarm clock to wake up, and they're meditating and doing all these things that take them to a different level of understanding your art. You feel me? They're just doing it the average way. You understand? Like, Gunna has some music you can meditate to. Like, I'm trying to go into depth so you guys understand what's going on. Like, this man is making music that's like dystopian. It reminds me of a dystopia, bro. You feel me? Like, you know how Travis Scott came out with Utopia? No, Gunna's on some dystopia shit. You feel me? If you don't know what a dystopia is, that's pretty much like the future, right? A future civilization that we don't really know about, right? And I'm gonna kind of paint a picture for you, like, you know, desert, right? Robots walking around, and, you know, people wearing like dark clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all seen Dune, it's like that. You feel me? Like, Gunna's music is like matches the aesthetic of movies that are in that type of atmosphere. You feel me? So he's being very futuristic. You understand? And it needs to be understood, right? That when you put your fans first and say, fuck everything else, I'm finna do this for my fans, and you do it, and you're 3 for 3 after being released from prison, from jail, and, you know, pretty much labeled a rat to the urban community, and you had to fight those allegations by just focusing on your music. There's no better way to go about it. He could have did interviews and they would have twisted it. The man ain't do no interviews. He ain't do shit. He just got busy. He just got into the booth, bro. And this is why I feel like when you're restricted and your back's against the wall, you perform at your highest capability, because it's survival. You feel me? Like, if you gotta fight, you gonna give it all you got. But if you don't gotta fight, you know what I mean? And you could rely on other things. It's going to be different. You feel me? You're not going to really, oh, I got to go 110% with this music. You may have something else going on, or someone could give you a verse or whatever the case is, so you don't got to give blood, sweat, and tears on every single song. You understand? Gunna's in a position where he has to do that. And it's not even that he has to. He knows he has to. He knows this. You understand? And then it just goes like, all right, cool, I'm doing it. You feel me? And now here we are 3 albums later. And I can't even tell you which one's the best. I can't. You feel me? I cannot. You got A Gift and a Curse. That was the first one, you know, post-release. Then you got 101. You feel me? Went crazy. And then you got the last one. You see what I'm saying? And, like, bro, I can't tell you which one's better. All of them are like playlist of great songs. And the cool thing with Gunna is he has that type of music that you just play from the top of the album and you let the album play. And he's putting out a bunch of songs too. It's not even like he's doing 9, 8, 7 songs. He's putting out 15 at minimum, 20, 25. You feel me? Because he knows, you know, he's going to be gone for a little bit. He's going to hit the road. He wants to give you enough. You feel me? And now it's just like all those body of works that he put out, they just come together in harmony, in sync. They like synchronize, bro. They like 1, 2, 3 in that order, bro. You feel me? And they all play a special role in his catalog. You feel me? Like, this Gunna, bro, can't be fucked with. You know what I mean? And he's on some other shit. You feel me? And I just hope Young Thug, you know, catches on, because, you know, he's kind of blowing him out the water. Now, I'm going to really go into depth on, you know, where Atlanta is right now. But right now we focusing on Gunna because he put out his album. You feel me? And the streets is talking, bro. 80-20. 80-20. 80 good reviews, 20 bad. Your boy's on fire. I ain't really seen too much negative comments. You feel me? And if it's negative, it's still coming from, you know, the allegations. You feel me? And let me close this off by saying this, right? Gunna's still a rolling 60. You understand? He's still a neighborhood crip. You feel me? Like, pre the whole Rico, this nigga was running around with Big U, Nipsey Hussle, Young Thug. Like, he was in the trenches for real, fucking with the ones. You dig? And, you know, the whole situation was a little unfair because a lot of people take pleas like that. You know what I mean? When you take a plea, you jump on this, the stand and they make you, you know, agree to certain terms and shit like that, right? And a lot of niggas been in those situations. There just wasn't no cameras. A lot of niggas had to say it. And you don't even know what happened because niggas don't be going to regular niggas' court dates. It's just he's a high-profile nigga. You feel me? And then they gonna flip that around because he said, yes, ma'am. Me looking at the situation, I get it. I understand. You feel me? Like, if you really on some you really in some real gang shit, like I'm talking about some real cartel shit, and y'all got an oath to live by, and you have to be an oath keeper, or, you know, it's like death, you know, if you dishonor them, understood. But that's like you knew what you signed up for. Gunna was just fucking with niggas on the music for real. You feel me? Like, this nigga's a music nigga, bro. He wasn't on no, like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really on that timing. Of course he's gonna ride for YSL, but he was a music nigga first, and everybody knows that. So finally, when he was in that courtroom, he just said yes. You know what I mean? And there was a slight pause, but, you know, his lawyer didn't break it down for him what they were exactly going to ask. All that shit happens extremely quickly now. All right? They just ask you a bunch of shit. Your lawyer just tells you, like, yo, I could get you out today. And, all right, cool. I ain't got to snitch. And, like, nah. And then you just go up there and just agree to everything that they say, and you're going to get out. You feel me? And when he said yes, ma'am, to the gang thing, and, you know, the other shit that was in the car and shit like that, you know, he just was trying to get out, bro. You know what I mean? There was no interrogation footage of Gunna pointing the finger at Young Thug. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't deliberately snitch on him. It wasn't like, yo. But it's like, yo, who's going to go get the bag? And now, when we fast forward, Young Thug ends up getting out of jail. He's out. He took the plea. He took the worst plea ever. Right? Took the worst plea ever. You feel me? And now he keeps pushing his album back. Put out the record with Future. And it just seems like, you know, he's going to lose that fresh home momentum that you want to have when you first get out of, when you first get out of jail. He's going to lose that. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, he's talented enough that he doesn't need that. But there's just a couple things that would have aided him. If he would have spoke about Rich Homie Quan, if he would have talked about, you know, his relationship with Gunna, if he would have used the momentum that he had and dropped before, it would have been good. It may not have had to be a full album. It could have been a couple tracks. But it's good because he gets to study what Gunna's doing. And my final thing that I'm going to say is, Young Thug, if you want to win, if you want to get back to where you were, you are going to have to work with Gunna. Gunna played a major role in your career in terms of the later years. Because one thing about Young Thug, he's a great duo artist. Him and Rich Homie Quan, great duo. And then moved over a little bit to him and Future. It was an okay duo. But him and Gunna, a great duo as well. Gunna played a major role, right? On your last couple big songs, Surf, Pushin' P, Gunna played a major role in that. All right? These are songs that he's featured on. And you just have to understand, when you guys work together, you guys do well. You can do a song with Future, but it doesn't sound as good as the songs you do with Gunna. If you can get past this, if you can put the bullshit aside and get to work and give the fans in the streets what they want, you will not have any issues with your album releases. Problem is, y'all could have patched all this shit up, bro. Y'all could have got past it and just got to work and just made the art for the fans. Fuck the street shit. And here we are. So that's my opinion on this. Y'all know I'm going to keep it at that while in terms of the music. And the street shit, okay, cool, I understand that. You feel me? There's rules. But when we talking about a bag, nigga, Kodak Black did a song with 6ix9ine. And I'm going to leave it at that. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The Crib.